So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to create new columns in Polars. So remember, in the first two videos, we covered how to select columns, and also we learned how to filter rows. So in this video, we're just going to learn how to create new columns and also do group-wise operations across columns. So let's first load my data frame in here. So in my data frame, I have the date variable, I have firm, and bunch of other different variables. So let's select df, select firm, let's select year, and also CS stars with firm emissions variable. Okay, and let's get the head of it. Okay, so we have the firm variable, we have year, we have the emission variables, and I just put the head in here. So let's create the proportion of emission 1, category 1. This is the scope 1 of emissions, and this is the sum of scope 1 and scope 2. So if I want to create a new column called proportions, then I could say with columns, and then again within the parentheses, this is one approach. I'm going to cover the second one as well. I will say PL call, within parentheses, I'm going to get this one. Okay, and then over, take this one again. Sorry, this one in here. Okay, it's going to be 1/2, and then I'm going to put the alias in here. So this is naming your new column. I'm going to say proportion, and then if I say head in here. Okay, so we've created our new column. It's in here, so it's null because the proportion was null. So let's say drop nulls. So let's take this one in here, so it's going to be much easier to read. Okay, so this is the way you would create a new column. So it's a bit interesting. So here all the variables are string, but once you create the new column, it's still calculated. So normally I should have casted all the columns as float variables, and then I should have created the new column, but I myself didn't know this one as well. It seems like Polars understand this. Okay, so but let's do it the correct way. So before that, so you should say with columns. So let's say PL all. I'm gonna take basically all columns, right? And then I'm going to exclude. Okay, let's say PL exclude, it's the same. PL exclude firm and also year. So except these two columns, I'm just going to cast all other columns. PL float. Okay, so let's comment out these columns. It's going to be much clearer what I'm doing in here. Okay, normally once you just get the head of your data frame, it seems like all those columns are parsed as string. But if I first parse them as float variables, then they're going to be null. Right. Okay, and then let's put the drop nulls in here. Okay, now we have our numerical variables in here, so we still do not have our new column. So I'm gonna create new columns in here. Now we have our new column. So it's called the proportion and it's the very last column. Okay, so this is one way to create a new column. So the second one would be, this is actually the one that I prefer because to me it's more readable and I don't want to put many parentheses around. So you will delete this one and alias as well, this one as well, this one as well. You would simply say proportion equals, proportion equals this column over the second one. It's exactly the same except that just the way you do it is different. So the convention is this one, to use the alias in polars, but this one is also possible, and personally I prefer this one. So here we created proportion like as a percentage of all emissions in this column, but instead if we wanted to make a group-wise operation for proportion, we could say simply let's take this one, put in here, put the comment in here, and then you would simply put a parenthesis in here, 1 over in here, and you would say over, let's say year. Okay, good. So this is basically how we would do a group-wise operation to create a new column. So this corresponds to group by in pandas. Okay, if you are coming from pandas, this means group by. There's, for aggregation, we also have the group by in polars. We also have group by in let's say yeah, it created a grouped object, but this is going to be the topic of next video. So this is used for aggregation. If you are going to do some aggregation, then you should use group by, but for group-wise operations, for creating new columns or whatsoever, then you should use over. Okay, so this is pretty much what I wanted to cover, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.